Hi and welcome to my Eclipse student result recording system tutorial. Let me show you guys how this system works. So in there we can enter new students details and the student name. Let's say Steve Lagos, and student code, course code, result, mathematics result, English result, biology result, IT result, or computing result. Okay, we leave that at 89 and there. Good businessman. So let's say 92 there. All we just need to do is click on add. There we go. Supposing we mistakenly add another details of Steve, okay, we can always highlight and press delete there and just enter another candidate that we would like to enter in there. So let's say this time around this candidate is John or Johnny Davis, and Johnny Davis course code. Johnny Davis happens to be a very intelligent guy. 96 and 96 again. Let's click on that and there we go. So we can always click on transcript to find out what Johnny David's result is and so on. Okay, the other thing we can do is we can always click on reset. So what I'll do now is take you guys straight into Eclipse development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now. Hi, this is Eclipse tutorial of student result recording system. Okay, I'm gonna click on OK. Okay, now that Eclipse development environment is ready, let's go to File, New, Java Project, and let's give the system a name. I will just call it Eclipse _ student result, and then click on Finish. Now let's go into the Package Explorer here, that is the file. Right click on the project name, we go to New and select Other. Once you select Other, we are actually looking for the window builder folder, this very one. Drop it down and let's select Swing Designer. And we'll scroll right down, look for window or application window right there. Click on next. Right here, give you a project name. Just want to call it student result, one word, and let's click on Finish. And right in here is our file right there. So make sure the file is selected. Come to design, that is the project file right there. Okay, the next thing I like to do now is to come straight to the source code here and change the size to, I'm going to go for 1380, and that's for the width. The length, I'm going to make that 800, and the coordinates, let's make that 0 by 0 right there, which means the file, the project file, will actually start somewhere here. So let's go back to our design. There we go, guys. You can always collapse all of these. You can see it right. Okay, back in the palette now, or before that, right click on the file itself and let's select layout. This very one, set layout. I'm going to make it absolute layout. The next thing I will do is to select the palette there. Let's get it open properly. Yeah, there we go. And I need, let's see, the panel. There we go. I have a panel somewhere there. Just drag it. That's a panel. Or maybe come to the properties for this very panel. That's the property there. And the border style. Let's click on border style. Let's see if there's any changes that we can do. Okay, look. Title. Let's give it a title. Student result recording system. Right. And is there any other thing we can do? Okay, maybe let's put that on. Let's just say center for it at the top. Yeah, that's fine. And maybe edit the border. Let's see what we can do again. Add a line, and in there I'm going to make it 4. Let's change the color. Let's see, select color, maybe dark gray. Yeah, dark gray is fine. And just click on OK. Click on OK. Save that. Yeah, that is fine. And extend it that much. Okay. Okay, I'm now going to add other components. Let's add label first. JLabel. Paste it right there. Okay, this happens to be center. Let's change the layout of this. Set layout. Let's make it absolute. Then we're able to move the component around. Now I also need JTextField. And let's change the font size of both components, and then we can then copy. Let's come in here, make that 24 bold, and make this 24 bold as well. Okay then. Now what I'll just do is just copy this across and speed up things. Let's copy and paste. And let's paste it again. We need to here as well. Increase that. Yeah, 2 more. And 2 more here. Then 2 more here. Okay, let's extend, speed it up because it's taking time. And this very one, let me delete this and replace that with a combo box. Let's come right down here and look for a combo box. There we go. Let's paste that here. Let's drag it that much and change that to 24 as well. Bold 24. Yeah, just about that. Okay, that's all there is to it. But let's put a separator in here. I'm trying it here. Okay, right. So the first stage is almost completed. Now let's get another panel here. Let's look for a panel, grab that and just drag it here. Right, I think that should do. Okay, go to the properties of that very panel and just enhance it, just like I did for the other one. I want the title, and that will be student transcript. And let's get it centered as well. This at the top, that's fine. Alright, so get it centered. Edit the border. Make that 4 and change the color as well. That gray. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Move it down a bit. Okay. Okay, let's add text area here. Let's see. Let's do that again. Let's press undo. I think the first thing we should do is to change the layer. Yes, set layout. Let's set it to absolute layout. Okay, that's fine. Then let's add text area, and then we can just position it where we want. Okay. Right. Well, first thing, you must change it to absolute layer. Okay, now the absolute layer is done, so we can always adjust as we want. Right, that's fine. Let's move this. Okay, then that is fine. The next thing, let's add a table. Okay, right here. Yeah, there we go. That's a table there. Paste that there somewhere. Sort of like very small. That is my table, Dave. So what I'll do is, let's come straight to model here. Click on that and just insert. Okay, there is no column, there's no rows, so let's insert some columns there. I think I'm going to make that about 13 in total. There we go now. Right, 13 columns. Then rows. For now, let's just say we have 2. We can always change that. Okay, that's 2. All right then. And we can even add more. Okay, for each column. Okay, for this table to be visible, let me come. Okay, let's come straight to the height here and change that to, let's say, instead of minus 81, it is minus 81. I'm going to make that 90. Alright, and just move it up a little bit. Okay, let's see. Alright, that's getting better now. Let's move it across. Alright, more. Okay, just about that. That is fine for now. Okay. Now, it's much better. Let's move it down a little bit more. Okay, let me insert title to this. Let's come back here to the model. Click on that and let's come back, take it back to 0. Okay, that's 0 there. Oh, that's 1. Okay, let's add 1. Then we can, yeah, there we go. The title of that will be, let's say, student ID underscore ID. Yeah. Then number 2. That's number 2. Title for number 2 will be, we should change that straight to course code underscore code. Right. Add more. 3. And the title for 3 will be, let's go for mass. Make that English. Okay, I believe you guys get the whole idea, so I'm going to just speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay, how to speed up the whole process. This is how the interface looks for now. Okay, so one other thing that is left to do is let's add some buttons to these components. Okay, the buttons there, I'm going to need about 5 of those. So let's change this one first, and we'll then copy that one around. So let's come in and just change that to, let's say, exit, and let's change this to about 18 bold. Alright, so I'm going to copy that. Let's say that's about 41 by, let's go for 141 as well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna copy it across. I'll copy 5 of those and just change it around. Okay, so I have 5 in total. Okay, if you guys want to have a look, oh, come on, there we go. Those are my 5 buttons. Alright, so I'm just going to speed up the whole process. Okay, those are my buttons, so maybe we should move it up a little bit more. Now you see this very line here, that's just a separator. I'm going to copy that, copy, and just paste it right underneath here, right there. So if I run the program, this is how it looks for now. Okay, you're not seeing the other separator. Maybe I should move this up a little bit. So let's move this up a little bit more, so that I can bring all of this up. Right, let's run it so that you guys see it. Okay, this is how it all looks now. It's not doing anything yet. So what I'll do first is to take care of this exit button. Alright, so let's end that. And so before I can do that, what I'll do is let's go straight inside the code, and here we declare the following. So let's say private J frame, and the name of my frame is going to be just frame. That's it. So I'll now go straight inside the button, right click, and let's select an event, or maybe I think we can double click on this. Alright, there we go. So this is the procedural area for the button itself. So right in there, I'm going to enter as follows. Okay, that's the code I intend to use. Okay, so have a good look at the lines of codes. So let's run it and see how it looks like anyway. So if I click on this now, there we go. No. Okay, confirm if you want to exit, and that's what I've done here. We actually make the user confirm if they want to exit or not. Okay, the next one, let's see, let's take care of reset as well. Okay, as for these resets, what I want you to do is to be able to clear all of these components, all the text component there when I click on it. So first of all, I need the name of this is just called corner. So let's come in here and speed that up. Right click or double click on it. There we go. Those are the lines of codes for the reset. Okay, from here down here. Okay, what will happen is when I click on that button, it will clear all of the data on each of these buttons. Let me show it to you. There's nothing in here yet. We'll have to make up something for that. Okay, click on reset. There we go. Alright, you can always use the other method, but I feel that's more effective. Okay, now let's take care of the transcript. Exit, come right in here, transcript, double click, and right here, those are the lines of code for the transcript. Have a good look at that. Now what will happen is whatever data we enter in there, if I click on that, it all appears right in here. Now delete. The way delete works is when I select any of these rows, it will delete that row. So let me show you guys what will happen. Inside the delete, that is it, up to here. Okay, now addition has to add all of the content inside these components onto the table. So let me show you guys how that works, but that is no calculation yet. Okay, have a good look at that. Okay, right, those are the lines of code that we add all of the data onto the table. So let's run it and see before we continue. So I enter candidate ID number here, name, surname, and we click on add. You see that, guys, it's actually added it down because I have 4 rows open, so we can always take care of that. This one is not ready yet, so we click on that. You see, so if I click on any of this row, I can always delete. That's the whole idea of the delete. Okay, alright, let's go back to the table and take care of this. Alright, exit. Let's see if the reset works. And let's see, if I click on delete without selecting anything, you see that, select a row to delete. Okay, so let's see transcript. There's nothing there. Okay, let's enter some information here for the transcript, just to prove to you that the transcript works. Click on transcript. There we go. See, the transcript work. This need to be, we need to move that back. So let's go to the arithmetic operator and take care of that. Or the mathematics, math, take care of that. Alright, let's come in here, transcript, double click, and just delete one of these. Alright, Okay, now let's go into the table to adjust, just to get rid of these 4 columns. So we come into model here, click on the table, right, and just get rid of this, change it to 0. There we go. So there's nothing there now. If I run the program, this is what you guys will see there, and I enter data there, student ID and the name Paul Omen. I'm writing here, enter Omen there. There's nothing here yet. I'll take care of that shortly. Yeah, let's keep going. Right, and I click on add. There we go. So all that is left for us to do is for this to be added onto this place, find the average and determine the ranking. Okay, that's all that is left for us to do now. Alright, so click on add transcript. Let's delete a row, delete another row, delete without selecting a row. There we go. Alright, reset, exit. Okay, that's fine. You see, if you guys notice, we can enter any kind of data onto these components. So we can enter character there, and that's not what I want. I actually want it to be able to accept just numbers. Okay, so what I will do is exit. I'm going to select each of these components, right click on it, and you come to where it says add event handler. The event handler we want is the key type. Right here, select the key type. Okay, that is the procedural area for the key type. In there you have to enter as follows, but okay, let me just show it to you guys. Char, let's say I number equals e dot event dot get key character. Alright, we end up with this error because we don't have the key in the character here, the event I mean. So what we need to do is, let me just change that to Java dot abstract windows 2, let's say dot events, yeah, and dot key event is very one, and that is going to be no space, that will be event. Okay, you notice the error is gone, so that takes care of that. Now next thing is, we now need to use an if statement. If not character dot is digits, that should be a D, it's digit, and I number, close that, it's got to be just 1, and we then use all is very I number, copy that, paste it here, I number equals key event. So what is going to happen is I number will compare whatever we enter, dot vk underscore, let's say backspace, yeah, right, backspace, and we can also say I number equals key events. In this case it's going to be delete. Let me just copy and paste that. to save time, and that will be delete. Dot vk underscore delete. Alright, there. Okay, let's enter curly braces there. Then we can enter events dot consume right there. Okay. Oh, there's a mistake here. Get rid of that. Alright. That was supposed to be. Alright, there. Okay. So that's the very first one. Maybe we should try it out and we can just copy and paste it for the rest. So first of all, let me just copy. I'll copy it up to here. Then run it and see. Okay, we have a keyboard. So try that. So if I click on this, you see that guys, nothing is happening. But if I press that, you see, so that's working fine. Okay, that's fine. So we can now close that. I don't need that anymore. Exit. Yes. Alright, I've copied this. All I just need to do now is come right here, select that of English, right click, go to event handler, and the key type, select key type, and right here I'm just going to copy and paste all of this right there. Paste. Okay, I think I need one more. Curly braces there. Yeah, that's fine. So that is fine for that. So maybe just copy it properly. Yeah, and I'll repeat the same thing for the next one, which is biology. There is event handler and key type. Come right down here, right here, paste. I presume you guys get the whole idea, so I'm just going to, have to speed it up. Okay, I only have the last one to take care of now, which is this. So I want you guys to see the key press and so on. So I'm going to right click, select add event key, and we select the key type right there. Come right here, I'm going to delete all of this and paste what I copied and realign it. There we go. That's it. Okay, with this simple line of code, you will not be able to enter any other character apart from numbers. Alright, let's try it out. So let's run it. Click on OK. So with the keyboard, I'm going to select each individual and try it out. Enter number there. Try the other one out. Let's enter numbers as well. Numbers. Let's see. Can we enter character? No. Nope. No character allowed. And the next one. And the next one. And finally mathematics. Alright, you see that, guys? That's how it works. So we can also enter student number there. There's no problem with that. We can enter character in there. Then here we enter the name, candidate name. Let's say it's Paul Roman. There. And code, we need to take care of that. Alright, so if I click on add, you can always add that. This one, nothing is happening because I've not taken care of the addition here. Alright, that's fine. You can delete, select, and delete without selecting. Okay, transcript, that is fine. Reset and exit. Alright, that's fine. So the next thing we want to do now is come back in here. You see this very one that says add result. I'm going to double click on that. You see here, those are the lines of code that add all of the components onto the table. It's right here. I'm going to now declare the following array. So let's say double. I'm going to go for r equals new double, and I'm going to make that about maybe 13. Yeah, there. I might not need up to 13. So the first one is going to be, let's get the name of the very first item that I want to add. Select that. It's JTXT math. Now back in there. Okay, let's go back and double click on the math and add. Okay, the first one is going to be known as R0, that's the very first array, equals double dot pass double, and what we are passing in this case is going to be the content inside the mathematics. Okay, there, that's taken care of. That's the very first one done. The second one, let me just copy all of this, copy and paste. That makes life easy, and maybe we can speed things up like that. Yeah, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There, that's it. All together is 8. Right. Now this one is going to be English, and this is going to be biology, and the next one computing, followed by chemistry, I think we have physics. Yeah, that's correct. And this one is going to be admins. And finally, I should have business. Right. I believe I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, back onto the code. Right here now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add up all of this into R8. R8 equals R0 is very one plus. Okay, let's just copy to make life easy. Yeah, that is the very first one. I'm going to divide that by 8. Let's put it in a bracket. Put it all in the bracket. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Divide by 8. That will give us the average. Now let's go for R9. R9 will give us the total. So I'm going to copy all of this and just paste it right there. Equals total. Okay, now I'm going to declare a string. This very string, I'm going to call it average. Average equals string dot format. Okay, what I want it to format would be the content inside R8. Dot 0 F. Alright, and that will be R8. Array 8 there. Okay, we need to close this right there and semicolon there. Now let's say JText average dot set text, and the text we're setting is going to be average, this very one. So copy that, and that means the answer inside average. Okay, now one more thing, we need out of total. I'm going to copy this and just change the variable inside it. Change this variable to total. I can just call it iTotal. iTotal there, and this is total. Get rid of that. That gives us the total. Alright, well, am I wrong? Or what is it called? Let's see. Let's see what the total is called. Okay, alright, the total is called total score. Let's copy that and back in there. Right here, we change that to total score. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing I want to do is to use an if statement to determine what's going on within the system itself, but let's run it first and see how it's working. So I'm going to enter results there. It's not meant to be more than between 1 and 100. You guys can always modify that if you want. Okay, so if I click on add, this is okay. Let's enter student ID first. Our name is going to be maybe Dave Tom, Tommy, or whatever. Okay, this one, there's nothing there yet. If I click on that, you see that gives me the average, and this gives me the total. This one is wrong, but I think this one is correct. So let's find out why I ended up with that. So let's come in here. When we add all of these together, okay, I think this is the problem. We still have R8 in there. That should be R9. Okay, this very one, that's what should have appeared in there. Okay, let's try it again. And add. There we go. That's how it's meant to be. And in here we are meant to determine if the candidate has first class, second class, third class, or certificate of higher education, or fail. So that's what this ranking is meant to be. Okay, let's come in here now. Let's close that. Okay, right underneath total, let's start by using if statement. If R9 is less than, let's say greater than equals to 700. Okay, and what what I want the system to do is JTXT ranking dot that is incorrect, ranking dot set text, and what I want that to be is first class. There, that's that taken care of. Else if I'm gonna copy this now, let's move it out a little bit. Okay, come right here and just enter else if it is 600 should give us 21. So the 21 is always 2 letter I. Some people prefer to use 2.1 anyway. 2 letter I prefer that. And the next one is 500. 500 is going to be 2 double I. And let's go for 400. 400, that will be third class. It's just, then we have 300. 300, that is going to be certificate of higher education. And yeah, and we have the last one here. Undo that, come right down here, and the last one is going to be, let's say 200. That is going to be a fail. Right, that's all there is to it. So have a good look at the lines of codes, guys. Okay, so I'm now going to try it out. Let's see what's going to happen. So right in here, student ID, and we enter name there. Let's say the name is Sally Stonehouse. Oh, this one is not done yet, so let's say that's Sally's. Sally's result, and we click on results. There we go. Sally, she's a 2-1 candidate. That is good. So let's change it around. Let's make it look nasty a little bit. Change this to about 50 something. Alright, for this candidate, and this candidate name is, let's say, Henry Moore. Right, let's check that out. Henry Moore Certificate of Higher Education. Well, let's call it Henry Hill. Yeah, Henry Hill Certificate of Higher Education for this one too, and change this one to 0. And this might be a fail even. Alright, okay, Certificate of Higher Education as well for Henry Hill and Henry Moore. Okay, so that is how it's done. So what do I, okay, this is what is left. Alright, let's close that and go straight into or onto the form load. Oh, wait a minute, we can always, all right, this is now okay, we can always set that here. Let's just come in here and let's enter as follows: course code, there's a course code, let's add more. We can change it around. Alright, that's that taken care of, hopefully. Yeah, that's it, that's done. So we'll run it. Okay, that's fine, that's working. Alright, I can then enter student details. And name is Paul Omen. So enter my name there, and I'm going to give myself 190s. Yeah, I'm a very good student. No, I should be getting 99 here. Here, 98. I'm a 90 candidate, 90 and above. Right, business. Not so good in business. Right. Click first class honors. Alright, let's look for someone else. So this guy is going to be David. Yeah, let's say David Oshodi. It's one of my people in Nigeria. I don't know who that is though. But that's a Nigerian name. And I don't think he's as brilliant as me, so let's just change that. And what did he get? There we go. Alright guys, so transcript, you see that? And all this is just left for us to do now is maybe increase this font size, and that will be all. So let's do that. I'll come in here, just click on that and just change the font size. Let me go for about maybe 18 and see what's going to happen. If it's not good enough, I change it around. So let's just speed that up. Yeah, transcript. Oh, transcript. Okay, I think that might be too. Yeah, that seems a little bit too big, because we couldn't see the last bit there. Alright, let's change it to something a little bit smaller. Maybe 17. Yeah, 17 should do it. 18 was almost there. Alright then. So let's enter student details, and the name is Echo Ewu Esa. That's the name. That's the name of this candidate. And this candidate is another intelligence candidate. Yeah. IT, chemistry, physics, mathematics, 99%, business, and he's good in business too. There we go. Enter his details there. There we go, guys. Okay guys, with that I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, so you all have a nice day now, and bye for now, and do please subscribe. Bye.